Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good weekend. It's May 19th. We're going to look at SPY, some technical analysis, some 0-day options I traded today. Do a little review on this Monday. We had a gap down and just basically filled the gap. The one mission today was to fill the gap and it completed it, and that's basically all we got. The rest of it was just liquidity, consolidation, etc. I didn't trade most today. I was gone until I showed up somewhere. Let's see, where was it? Yeah, somewhere around here, like 11:30. And I was like glad I missed because there wasn't hardly anything there. Started charting some stuff, figuring out what was going on. I kind of was not really looking at it through here, just because I wanted to see some structure. You know, there wasn't anything that I was really seeing until later. You did have this kind of this resistance right here that flipped to support and then retested it here. Could have gone long on a retest there, but I don't like the pullback there. It's all pretty minor. If I was sitting down focused, yeah, maybe I would have tried to take that, but I wasn't. Drew this green one. Of course, this purple was the steepest one. This one I don't think was actually correct, so I didn't replace that one. This red one, and where did we trade? This would have been another entry right here. Bulls building liquidity down that red, just like they did back here, and then breaking it. Again, not a real nice deep inverse head and shoulder, but could have taken it nonetheless. And then coming in towards the middle of the day, just choppy and grindy, ugly. Completed this inverse cup. Got VWAP down here on the 30-minute. On Eric and SPY Day Trading, link for that in the description. We're here, and yeah, let me close the gap. Broke out of this magenta, so bullish, but broke this very bullish green channel, so it's just building liquidity, more or less, for another move. And it has nowhere it needs to go, so it's balanced for a lot of this day. I did take some trades though inside these wedges, basically, that keep forming. Wedge and wedge and wedge, 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 wedge. Small account challenge is going to be reset tomorrow. It's getting refunded. 500, starting over. My last 500 lasted me, I don't know, 4 months, maybe 5 months, and I believe I've improved significantly. So maybe this will be this will be the last time I fund this small account, and it will become a big account. That'd be cool. Let me review what we did on the big account though today. Let's see, May 19th. Yeah. So I got 3 puts on SPX 239. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So top of this wedge. So again, this magenta one. The fact that it had completed this inverse cup and was clearly tapering at the top here. I was kind of looking for a trade on the edge of the wedge. Again, of course, edge of the wedge. So put in this purple, and basically once it broke this purple at the top is magenta, I was like, I like it. I'll take puts. The risk reward's great because I was going to close. Basically broke that. And then downside, I see, first take profit would be green. I can hold that long. We're in that area. Second would be probably the bottom of this channel, which I then drew. And then seeing all these flat channels later in the day was like, man, this is ugly close, ugly wedge. Drew this white one down here, which I wasn't quite sure was confirmed, but it actually ended up confirming later. We've got 3 resistances up here, 2 supports down here. So yeah, a lot of flat channels, just wedgy. Anyways, yeah, took it on that red candle right there. On the first candle to close under this purple, and held through here. Man, it was ugly and slow, and I wanted to just close it because I hated it, but I didn't, and held through here. And let's see, closed first one, so it's 290. I picked them up for, sold the first one at 390. What percentage? I don't know, 20%, whatever that is. 248. This late in the day, one candle is great. So I closed that first one here. Wow, bottom ticked it. So I was proud of how long I held that, for how slow and grindy that was, because on this candle I thought about closing one. I'm like, well, my first take profit's gonna be close to green, and I think it was probably it's the same, as maybe a little bit less there. And then it came back up here and went all the way red, and then I'm like, oh my goodness, just the chop grind. But yeah, closed the first one here, which happy about that. And then second one closed at 340. So the first one was 390, second one was 340, and that was at 249. So on this candle, did that because this candle, that's could be a reversal candle, double doji, and that was close enough to green. I'm like, well, looks like it's going to build more liquidity before it keeps coming down. Since this was kind of a front run or a mutual trade, since I'm trading the top of the wedge, expecting bulls and bears to want to bring it down. There wasn't enough to push it through, and so that's why I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna close another one and just let my last one stop out, which I did. Last one stopped out, whatever, candle 2 later. And then I was in calls at 256. So then I'm doing a breakout trade, more or less, breaking out of this magenta. Structure is not great, and I don't like the timing because it's 250. There's that green candle. Retesting the top of this white one, I bet. Maybe, yeah. 256. Where are we? Yeah, right here. So this one was tough also. I think this was a stop. Yeah. Open it on this red candle, just right here, not on a perfect retest. Retested it, and I wasn't too confident in if there was a bigger wedge playing out here. If this one was active, this blue one I just put in. I think it did end up being a real one. But anyways, so this is middle of the range if this is real, which I don't want to be trading in. Anyways, opened it here. This big green candle, I thought about closing one, and then I was kind of just getting greedy, thinking I'm going to wait until the top of this blue at least. And I don't think this one worked out. Let's see. Okay, so I started de-risking, which at least I did that. So closed one at 258. Yeah, on that green candle. Closed one here for basically break even. Closed another one at 302 for basically break even. Yeah, so it went up, did that little green candle, and then I'm like, well, it's coming all the way back down, retesting. I'm like, I really don't want to hold through all of this in case, you know, because this is my stop if it breaks below here, and this is downward, so that's no bueno. So close the second one here for about break even, and then the last one was a little bit of a loss at 303 on this candle. So it was probably down here. So just ended up trading in the wedge more, not continuing on. Came down and bounced on this white one nicely. So that confirmed. Hold on. See that little micro head and shoulder there? A little mini? They will call me Mini-Me. Is that the line? Something like that. 326. Ooh, what? Am I that late? Wow. Blasphemy. I was very slow to the trigger on that one. This candle. I think it was on a little bit of a retrace. Wow. I was like thinking it could still be in the wedge, but I liked the little mini head and shoulders. I liked still thinking for VWAP. Hadn't quite completed this full inverse cup. This was, yeah, a little bit of a just intuition type trade on a little mini head and shoulders. I saw a little liquidity there. Nice little green shoot coming up, which can oftentimes be heads, kind of like that one and this one. Boom. But yeah, and I just, you know, you got to be quick on your profits and not trying to hit home runs with especially trades like this. So yeah, did do that trade. Actually, not a bad one. So filled at $3, closed the first one at 420. 420 on that candle. I kid you not. It was very fast. I did that because this white one, I wasn't sure yet, but I'm like, that's my first take profit. Second one, VWAP. I don't even know where the third one, maybe 5-day moving average down there. Took one there. Got a pretty nice fill on that. Next one I took was 320, so only 20 cents more. And that was on this candle because I'm like, well, it bounced, so I guess that's maybe it. And then the last one, yeah, last one was a red trade, red candle, or yeah, 329. I'm net positive on this, but why did that give me a good stop? On that candle, yeah, because I got a crazy bad fill there. I was so late on that. Oh, 275. Oh, so that's not too bad, actually. So I opened it for $3, closed the first one 420, second one 320, and then the last one 275. So net green trade, just these little ones. Really, it's just sketchy trading inside wedges like that. So gotta be just avoiding it if you can. waiting for the real move, which sometimes happens, sometimes it doesn't. But then we see a shoulder, we see the nice retest. It looks like an inverse head. Also on a bounce of a support, which could have gotten calls there, I suppose. But I waited, it chopped around here, and you've got this nice little inverse head and shoulder. Given it's still kind of inside a wedge to me until it breaks out of this red candle, or red line right here. But final trade here. This last one was over 200%. So that is neat. 346. Where is it? Right here on, yeah, not a great fill. So there's a couple things. One, I could just get it and try and front run it thinking it's going to break to the upside, but you really don't know once it's confirmed. Why I got it here, I don't know. I was trying to front run it, I guess, but did that without getting a good fill, which would have been nice on these candles down here with retests. Is that really where I got it? Yeah, that's pretty ugly. Anyways, got it here. Endured through this. This was a very small position. That's why I'm able to endure it more also. So end of day, you got to scale down. You just have to do it. 3 SPX, but they're just far enough out of the money that they're about 1/3 the size of my normal trades throughout the day, which are usually 1,000 to 2,000 bucks. This one was, I don't know, 300 or so, something like that. So yeah, first one was 95 cents, or that's when I opened it, 95 cents, and closed the first one at 348. So yeah, once it broke here, I had more confirmation. This candle is actually gnarly, huge stop out candle, but still ended up closing above that red, and this one closed above that red. Closed my first one on this candle, 348. I got a pretty good fill on there. So at 348, closed it for $1.45. Closed the next one at 349. So I was trying to get out of a couple before the 10-minute, because right when that 10-minute hits, sometimes you're going the wrong direction. This could have been a nice head for this huge shoulder down here, and it could have just flushed. So trying to reduce risk before that 10-minute candle, even though it can also, of course, go in your favor on the 10-minute candle. If I'm open before the 10 minutes, I'm trying to take some risk off before it hits. Doesn't always hit like that, but and today it actually went in my favor, and I got an awesome fill. Woo! 349. Yeah, this one right here, that was for 125. So that was, let's see, 95 cents to 125. It's like 30% or something. And then the last one, I didn't need to hold for any bragging rights for home runs in case this thing went to 5,000. I just said, hey, it's got a huge green candle on that 10-minute candle, and it's close to this potential resistance, which it did end up rejecting. So I took it on a full bright green candle for an awesome fill. $2.50, $2.50 on that fill towards the top of that candle, right on that 10-minute mark. Let me see if I can do a little something here. I mean, do you guys care if I screenshot these? It's easier on the on E-Trade and on Webull, but Fidelity, it's like I have to screenshot them. There's a lot. You just trust me. We'll get back to the small account challenge, and you can see and you can track along. But yeah, those are the trades I did today. It's nice to be able to just show up any time of the day when the market's open and try and draw some lines and sort out what's going on, and then take some trades. Yeah, because today was pretty ugly. I mean, you really would have gotten stuck over trading through here if you weren't careful. Yeah, so happy with that. Thanks for watching, guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Monday, 6 round. We will see you tomorrow. Peace out.